Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and Commander, I believe I know why I caught COVID. Apparently our enemies have set up a biolab at the position of the like button. I think they deliberately came out with the COVID to bring us down and do something about it, calibrate it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Defense Politics Asia. For those that are worried about me, I'm feeling slightly better. Today's report is a bit late. We are going, I think day 104 is a bit already, in the evening in Ukraine now. So I'm so sorry for the late report, late summary, because I took some medicine that makes me sleep, some muscle relaxant thingy with paracetamol, and I just concussed. I totally fainted for the whole day. So anyway, so let's not waste time. Going to as usual, border crossing first. Not border crossing, cross-border shelling. Cross-border shelling. There is shelling reported at Tekkino, reported by the governor of Kursk, Roman. So he said the strike some bridges and local enterprises, whatever that means. And there's also from the Ukrainian side. Oh, oops. Shelling reported at Kremyach. Yes, correct. Safe. So at Kremyach, there is a shelling reported by the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense. So that's all for the border shelling. Going to the Odessa Front. At the Odessa Front, very serious news. Another transport plane that got shot down. This time is a AN. I forgot what the AN means. Antonov, I think. 26. Transport plane shot down over Odessa. So they are carrying weapons and military equipment, and this is reported by the Ministry of Defense of Russia. And moving on to the okay, let's consider this as under Odessa Front. The Ukrainian landing ship Yuri Olefirenko is allegedly hit by Russian missiles. So according to the Russian sources, the Russian armed forces launched missile strikes on the boat group in the Dnieper estuary. So I believe the Dnieper estuary is around here. And so according to unconfirmed information, the landing ship Yuri Olefirenko was hit. So this ship has been annoying the Russian forces at the Kimben Spit and Alexandrovka. Alexandrovka, not sure is it where? Here. So that means this ship must be around here. So from this ship they have been shelling the Russian forces along here, and here. So that's why they are really happy that this ship got hit. But this got hit, I don't think it's sunk, so probably just damaged. The ship should survive. Moving on to the southern front. And the southern front, there is this announcement by the Ukrainian forces that they have captured Suki Stavok, which is actually you need to zoom in a lot more before the name will come out. Suki Stavok, because it's a small town, and also they captured Luzov. So they, in their statement, the way how the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense write is that as if they were there forever. So the Russians tried to restore lost positions, and then they suffered significant losses and withdrew. And so which means that these two positions is now under Ukrainian control. This put into question Andriivka and Bilohirka, but there isn't any intel showing that they are there. And then we have this later information that came out from the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine as well, that the Russian the Russian forces are attacking Luzov and Bila Krasnaya, and if they are attacking with the support of artillery and army aviation, then that brings me the question, why the Russians did not attack Belahirka and Andrivka? The only reason I can think of is maybe they are not under the Ukrainian control, which is why there is no attack here. And the distance between this is just 5 kilometers. Between Andrivka and Luzov is around 2.5 kilometers, and to Belahirka is another 5 kilometers. So not a very big battle space, if you ask me. And for the Russians to not attack this and this, only focusing on Luzov, does suggest that these two positions might not be actually in Ukrainian control. And there is also this Bila Krasnaya. So there is actually two Bila Krasnayas very near to each other. They are only merely 15 kilometers, 14-15 kilometers apart. I have no idea why anyone would do this to themselves. Where you stay? Taxi driver, please bring me to Bila Krasnaya, and then he'll bring you 15 kilometers away from your house. So stupid of them to name in this way. However, I suspect that this might actually be true, and this might actually be true too. So if you look at the previous information about this offensive, according to the Russian source, they say that they broke through the defense line at Veliko Alexandrovki, which is Velika Alexandrivka, in the district of Kherson. So we are correct, this is in Kherson. They crossed the Inglet, which is this Inhulet River, and then they unleashed battle at Malaya Krasnaya, which is Bila Krasnaya, on the opposite bank. So this, in the way how they phrase it, is supposed to be the same operation. And then, however, in the Ukrainians version, they say that the Russians conducted assault in the area of Bila Krasnaya in order to restore a previously lost position. But the Russians have never captured Bila Krasnaya. From as far as I've covered, I don't remember them capturing this position. So that is a bit of an interesting thing to me. So maybe it's this. But of course, it's very confusing because it can be either, they can be both, or they can be only one of them. So I'm going to just leave it like this first. So I want to inform you guys, so to take this with a large spoon of salt. Make it bigger, make it 2. So make it very salty, because I'm really not sure how which one is true. Although this is very descriptive, whereas this is very not so clear. So that's the situation now. There's this counter-offensive, and we could actually see Suky Stavok gone, actually retaken by the Russian forces. Because how do you defend this place? It's not very defendable. It's very flat. So the Russians can just go around it, and you get encircled and plummeted to death. So I don't think it's a very good place to capture. But anyway, the Ukrainians want to make this happy. This is supposed to be happy front number 2, but it wasn't so happy. So, and I haven't seen anything about this interesting weird report about fighting at Kochubivka. So very weird. So no other updates. There is some fighting reported here at Vysokopilia. So it's the same one as this one. This is a previous information, so maybe they have been outdated already. I haven't seen anything else reported about this. The fighting remains to be around here. Moving on to Zaporizhzhia Line. At the Zaporizhzhia Line, a Sukhoi 27 was shot down near Orikhiv, and it's actually by friendly fire. So there was this video going viral of a Ukrainian soldier celebrating a shoot down of a Russian plane, allegedly a Russian plane. Oops, let me find. Did I download the footage? Let me see. I think it's this one. No. Sorry if that made you deaf. I didn't download. So I believe you might have saw it. So it's a plane just up in smoke falling down, and then he celebrated very happily that they shot down the Russian plane. And then then came another footage where the Russians used a UAV to take a look at the plane, and it wasn't a Sukhoi 25. It was a plane that looks more like a Sukhoi 27 or a MiG-29. Eventually they actually went to the spot of the plane to take a look at the plane that got shot down, and then it was this. So first you have this. So the Russians actually they use UAV to take a look. This Russian one. So they take a look, and then after that they went over the sea. And you see this crest. This is a Ukrainian crest. So the Ukrainian air defense is operating perfectly, and they shot down their own plane. So that's that. And Shabaki, in this latest Ukraine Ministry of Defense report, there is artillery shelling reported at Shabaki, Shabakiv, and Shabaki is listed under the Russian control. So there might be a possibility that this is actually already recaptured by the Ukrainian forces. I'm going to leave the question mark here first, because this is not very clear, because area can mean a lot of things. So I'm going to leave the question mark here, and we're going to see what happened. This similar thing over at Malinivka. So there might be a possibility that Malinivka is already captured by the Ukrainian forces. I actually extended this to here to reflect that, because I don't have a forces thing to put there here. I only put it here. So question mark. Let's see if we can find more information in the coming days and see if there's anything else. But the Russians aren't interested to push, so the news around the Zaporizhzhia Line is really very limited. Then go to Mariupol. At Mariupol, according to the Russian Defense Ministry, the demining operation at Azovstal plant has been completed, including underground facilities. So they have completely cleared the entire area, which is a massive complex of bombs. So in Russian, bombs and mines the same thing. So that's why they use the translated word is actually mines. Moving on to the Donetsk Front, I have no information regarding this region, and no information on Luhansk and stuff. So we are immediately to the Popasna Front. At the Popasna Front, we have a report of the capture of Nyakov, or Nikove. So this is reported by Surya Maps, one of the awesome OSIM peeps or analysts that's on Twitter. Really like their stuff. And fighting is now at Mykolaiivka. So after the capture, they went on to Mykolaiivka, and actually I saw this Mykolaiivka information first, because it's from the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine. So they say the Russians are conducting assault actions in Mykolaiivka. But when I saw this information, Nikov was still not declared as captured. Then later I saw this information that it was captured. So it corroborates this capture. Then there was this interesting information that the Russian forces is advancing on Radolivka or Radolivka. However, there is no information about Yakovlivka being captured, nor is Bilohorivka, nor is Vesely. So how do you advance on Radolivka? So that's why it's a question mark here. But there could be a possibility that they have captured this, but I don't think the Russian sources would ignore such a big news of a capture of another town, which is bigger than Bilohorivka, which this got more airtime than this. So we will keep a lookout for this information. Very weird, for me to have this mentioned. Moving on to the Luhansk Front. And the Luhansk South, I have no updates. Very disappointing. There's no updates from Svyatohirsk and Svyatohirsk. It's almost like nobody cares about them. I feel they must be feeling really sad to be so ignored. There is no updates regarding this part on the southern part of Severodonetsk, this Lysychansk area. And then we have this latest information that the Luhansk forces claim they have captured Zaporizhzhia. So according to a lot of war, the Luhansk I'm not sure, maybe this National Republic. So sometimes they use LPR, sometimes they use LNR. So they report that their troops have liberated the village of Borovskoye near Severodonetsk. So, which is here. Then interestingly, on the Ukrainian side, they reported that their soldiers continue to hold their positions in Severodonetsk. Their fighting continues in the eastern part of the city. So eastern part is here. And then they actually repel enemy assault in the direction of Novo-Otaika and Voronovo. Voronovo is here, which means that they are holding Voronove, and they might be actually holding Novo-Otaika. Then that brings into question, how are they going to hold this position, which is 15-16 kilometers away, very far away, through the forested area? And the LPR, Luhansk People's Republic forces actually captured Zaporizhzhia. So to hold this position means you must have at least one of these, or you must have Mitokine. So I also went to search this entire chain of settlements, and in May 22nd, according to Now in Ukraine, on the May 22nd, the Ukraine Defense Ministry also reported that they actually defended successfully at Smolyaninoye and at Pudivka. So then that's May 22, which is I know it's a bit of time, maybe one to 2 weeks ago, which then put into question, could this entire line of settlement is still under Ukrainian control? So I have no idea, to be honest. It's very far away, 70 kilometers wide line, and you need a kind of a line of communication, which is that means a resupply route for you to keep up these positions. So then we then have to also wonder, do the Ukrainians actually have Mitokine? But we have to remember that Luhansk captured Zaporizhzhia. Their forces must come from somewhere, right? So I don't think they will be coming from Kapitanov. I don't think so, because a huge bulk of the forces is actually concentrating on Severodonetsk. It only makes sense that they fight in this way down. So which then put into question, is Voronove actually under Ukrainian control? So if Voronove is under Russian control, then the capture of Zaporizhzhia will make sense. That's why this is now a question mark, because I have no idea how to link all this information, unless I only believe in the Russian narrative. If you look at the Russian, the pink reddish front line, it makes a lot of sense. But if I want to put into a Ukrainian narrative into this story, then it don't make sense at all. So that's why at the moment, Mitokine, I still haven't believed the pro-Ukrainian claim that they have captured the entire town, because this will make this entire claim outrageous. Because the closest Russian forces will be like at Ustinivka. To capture Zaporizhzhia, you still need to cross the river, very unlikely. And then the nearest Russian forces will be here. To Zaporizhzhia, there is 7 kilometers across 2 hostile towns. Not very possible. And if I want to believe that Otaika here, that will be another 15 kilometers. It just doesn't gel. It's just two different storylines. It's just a parallel universe. Nothing makes sense if you put them together. So we have to look at it at a Russian perspective and a Ukrainian perspective. And then we have to just wait for time to pass, because there can only be one truth. You can have two theories, two narratives, two stories, two propagandas, whatever, but there can only be one truth, and this one reality we will find out as the day pass. Fake information can't survive, so we shall see how it goes. And then while I'm getting confused, the Russians went on to assert control over the entire residential area. So this is the doubling down or tripling down or fourpling down or fivepling down already, that they have effective control over most of Severodonetsk. Because if you look at if you look at what I've already mentioned before, the Russians actually control this entire line and this entire residential area. So this is the entire part of Severodonetsk that the Russians is now controlling. This actually contributes to 70%, I guess, of the entire of Severodonetsk, leaving only 30% plus, which is the industrial zone around here. The rest is actually the suburbs, Syrotine, and Lisna Dacha, which is not part of this city. So they continue to assert that they control this place, and they are now fighting to take the industrial zone as well as the Lisna Dacha and Serotonin, which is the way how they put it, to take over industrial zone, and the neighboring settlements continue. So they are doubling down, and I have no idea what to think of this. Very, very interesting. And according to the mapping wise, there is this foreign fighter filming, right, where they do this counter offensive or something. And then I actually got this geolocation by Chris. Chris is one of the top geolocation guys on Twitter. He can geolocate ridiculous shit. So, and they were actually filming here. They were preparing for an offensive into the residential area, and I give it 500 meters for combat zones, 500 meters radius. So this is Ukrainian control, but not sure if they are still holding that line. So this is actually at the edge of the industrial zone and residential zone. It's actually very near to the residential area. So this filming is accurate to the Russian information, and we'll have to wait for more geolocation information and more filming and videos in order to actually tell us what is the truth. This is, now I'm calling this the confusing front, because it's just utterly confusing. So anyway, going away from the confusing part, let's go to the less confusing part, which is the Izyum front. So this is Izyum city. The name should be bigger because this should be a major city anyway. At the Izyum front, the Russians have captured Svyatohirsk, and they have even crossed the river. The bridge here is actually blown up by the Ukrainian forces. So, but however, it doesn't really stop. The blowing up of the bridge is not big enough. Let me see. I can show you the video from the Defense Ministry of Russia. Okay, I'm here. So turn off the sound. This is a beautiful monastery. This is actually the Svyatohirsk cave monastery, and this is the bridge. You can see on one side it was collapsed. There's some explosion mark there. You can see this collapsing part here. So it's on the side of the monastery. So it's actually this side where I put the icon. So this is the monastery. So which actually corroborates that this is destroyed by the Ukrainian forces as they're retreating. Because you don't destroy on this side, right? Then you got stuck. So this also corroborates the previous summaries information that the Ukrainian forces have retreated to Sydorov. So we can now be sure that the Ukrainian forces actually retreated to this area, and we are now looking at Tayanivka, Bohorodashne next, and even Pryshev. as the next battlegrounds. So at least from the video you can see the monastery looks good, not much damage or any damage at all, so that is a good thing, because I do want to travel there someday to take a look. I think it's a beautiful place. Fighting continues. So the Izyum front, okay, now south part of Izyum, the Russian forces have paused the offensive for some time, right? We haven't seen much action here. It seems like the Russians may have restarted the offensive. According to the Ukraine Ministry of Defense, the Russians have restarted the fight. So okay, so I saw this one. So in the Slavic direction, after the regrouping, the Russians stepped up in the direction of Velika Komishuvaka, Dokopilia. Dokopilia is actually Vernopilia. And then Dubrovnik is here. Dolina, which is here. And Bohorodashny, which is here. Bohorodashny. So there's also fighting reported at Dofenke also. So the Russian seems to have restarted the fight, and they are pushing in all directions. But then there is this correction, because based on this, Veliki Komishubakha is actually under Ukrainian control. So maybe they did indeed recapture this town, and Russians maybe find it a bit too far forward to hold. So now they are actually fighting to get it back. So I give the flag to the Ukrainians to this assessment that they have recaptured Velika Komishubakha. So that's all from the Izyum front. Now we are at the Happy Front, Kharkiv Front. At the Kharkiv Front, there is this Bayraktar TB2 that got shot down over Berezivka. So this one was, I think, the day before, from 102. And then we have corroboration. Surprisingly, it's actually from Now in Ukraine that I saw this information, which is the Ukraine media. Because they say that the Russians are carrying out mining operation in Shetakov, Peremoha, and Bayrak here. So, which means that these three towns is likely to be under Russian control. So I gave the capture to the Russian forces, and which means that fighting at Fedorivka should be continuing. They're still trying to capture this. No news regarding the fighting around south of Rubin's. There's also no updates at the moment from me about Tonova. Fighting continues for Veliki Prokhody as well as Supivka. I have no information about Hiliboke as well as the Mitivka situation. There's no reports about them, and there's no information about this Sosnivka status. No news on the other side of the river, and that's it. That's the whole summary for the day of 102 and 103 for 5th and 6th of June. So I'll see you in the do share this with a friend. Do press the like button, because if you press the like button, then more people will actually see the video. If you don't press the like button, people actually don't see the video. Like less people will actually see it. Like this is, we already test this before. This is real. This is for real. So you have to press the like button in order to help to grow the channel, to let this video be seen by more people. And I'll see you in the next update.